Hello everybody and welcome to some more Tavern Brawl here on the channel. This week, an all new Tavern Brawl, the Underdog rules, which basically means if you are more than 3 health under that of your enemy, then you will generate a random minion to your side. And for this, we will be making our own deck. I believe Warlock would probably be the best for this due to life tap, just trying to get under the health of your opponent pretty early on. And we are going to try to make a deck for this. I do have a rather limited selection here, but we will try to do our best. So, start out some Mortal Coils, a Power Overwhelming, and 1 Soulfire, a couple of Dark Bombs, Corruptions just to clear the board, the 1 Sacrificial Pact, do a Tiny Knight of Evil, Mistress of Pain, 1 in there. Cut an Implosion. I don't really want to drain life because that will bring us back up in life. We want to be slightly lower than our enemy. A couple Hellfires, a couple of Shadow Bolts, a couple of Dread Infernos, and some Floating Watchers. I don't think I want to do a Summoning Portal here. And 11 more slots. What do we need? A couple of early game minions. I will go with... I want to bring along this guy, or we don't really have anything big for this, and I don't know if it works in Tavern Brawl anymore, because it did not last time I did it. So, we will look to add a couple of Bluegill Warriors. Don't really need a new one. A couple of Annoyed. Actually, no. Let's ignore any taunts right now. Do we want a board clear maybe? No. Lorewalker Cho's interesting, but we have a lot of spells in here, so I'm going to not add him. Actually, Micro Machines, we don't have any taunts. Let's add a couple of Tide Hunters, just for some early on board control. And look for some 3 mana minions. Don't have enough to make Hobgoblin really worth it. Let us continue on. Questing Adventurer, I will add a couple of those in because we have a ton of low mana spells. And let us look for some later game minions. A couple of Mechanical Yetis are always nice. And let's get, well, we're gonna, before I forget them, add some Molten Giants and a Sneed. Just because I love Sneed. And what else would be good here? A Maxna? Yeah. Let's get rid of one of our... I'm not really going to be discarding that much, so let's get rid of the Tiny Knight of Evil and get a Maxna. We have a couple of 5 mana minions. We don't have any 4... Oh, we have the Mechanical Yeti, so I will try this one out. And go in here. The Imp that deals damage to your hero on turn 1 would be very nice for this. Unfortunately, I don't have that here, so... Not really going to be able to use it, but we'll test our luck here. And see what we can do against a worthy opponent who will be playing a Druid. Very well. Let's see how a Druid can do on here. It'll be interesting to find out. I guess I'll keep all these, mostly board clears. We got a turn 2. I might use life tap on turn. Actually, it might be worthwhile to coin out life tap just to get the random minion early on. I might do that, then turn 2 life tap, see if we can get down below him early on and just summon random minions and see if we can get anything that really swings it to our favor after he's done choosing his cards. Because in this one I would think that being that slightly below your opponent would give you a pretty big advantage. I usually wouldn't coin out a hero power, but in this case it might just be worth it to get that advantage over him, because I don't think Druids have anything that really can damage themselves and bring them to that point. Which is why we chose Rogue in the first place, so... There we go. Gonna coin life tap, and the next turn will be 4 damage under him. There's a Molten Giant. Which is nice in here because you're trying to take some damage under your opponent, so... that will probably be able to come out a lot quicker than it usually would. Turn 3 we'll probably be getting that random minion. I don't see any real reason to do anything else other than that, because if we put out a Bluegill Warrior or something to counter him, the random minion has a pretty good chance of being even better. not gonna hit us, so there we go. Life tap again. And we'll end up getting a random minion after his turn if he can't take more than one damage now because of that armor. So we're at a very good point here to probably just try to build some board control up. Each player draws 2 cards. How many cards is that in our hand? I have 10, so we're going to be probably losing that implosion there. Yep. 3-2, that is not the best thing we could have gotten. I might just do a Tide Hunter here. And then that's all we can do. Just pass over to this guy. So we have some pretty good board presence here. Gonna just maintain the board, not go for face yet because we want to be under his health until we can get enough to really do some damage to him. Put out a Yeti next turn maybe. And then hit the Cold Light with that if he doesn't attack this thing first. Shapeshift, he might. Yeah, he's gonna hit that guy and then use the Cold Light on us. Alright. Around that guy. And we will get a Ship's Cannon, so no good luck whatsoever so far. Can Questing Adventurer Mortal Coil that. Doesn't help with our card draw problem as we draw another Mortal Coil. But we still only have 9, so we won't overdraw this turn. Next turn we could Mech Yeti and then Mortal Coil again if he has anything smaller. Alternatively, we could put out a Charge and then Dark Bomb something if he puts out anything really threatening. Turn 5 could be a Shield Master or something, but that would buff the Adventurer up to a 5/5, which would be very nice for us. Or alternatively, just put out another big guy. This guy doesn't really seem to be really going with the way that the Tavern Brawl works, but it hasn't really made that much of a difference. There he goes, and he's going to take away our extra minion here with that damage to his face. So that's an interesting way of going about the Tavern Brawl. Summon that, and then Power Overwhelming, then give it 7. No, we don't really want to hit him that much. Should we keep waiting though and deny giving him 11 damage? Is it worth that for the minion? Yeah, maintain the board presence here, just try to get something else out. Not give him a free minion. Don't want to put out a Dread Inferno on this board though. What are we going to do next turn if he doesn't attack? 8, 13, 17 damage potentially to him. 18, 19. We could get him down very low and hope that he doesn't summon any big taunts or anything, which I think we might end up doing. Power Overwhelming that, we could do 6 damage. That would get buffed up so we can get him very close to death. And I think that's what we'll do. Just try to work on finishing him off. Dark Bomb 3 damage. So we're going to do Swipe the Questing Adventure. Alright. So that ends up being not the best choice for us. He's going to naturalize that. Oh, actually, using a naturalize on that's not the worst thing that could happen. Then again, we're going to overdraw a couple cards. That would have been nice to have. Alright. So let's put down, could life tap and then do Mistress of Pain. No, that would be, Mistress of Pain wasn't a very good thing to take with us. I don't want to deal damage to him now. The charge really wouldn't work. So let's just put out these guys. Life tap, we get a Shadow Bolt, and hope we can get that random minion again. Hope I'm not just overvaluing the random minion aspect of the Tavern Brawl by not attacking at all. How many cards do I have left? 12? Probably attack him next turn. Work on bringing him down. We have a lot of damage in our hand. Nature, Warlocker, summons 3 2/2 treants. Alright. Clear that out. Heal us back up to where we can't summon the minion. They die. We don't get another minion though. And I will bring out... I want Maxna. Do a lot of damage this turn 4. Oh, that's to a minion. Never mind on that. Inferno. 3. We need to get rid of some cards. 10, yeah we do. Bring out Maxna. And hit him in the face. Stop doing the trying to draw cards thing as much. And then draw cards, but generate random minions. And focus more on just playing Hearthstone, taking him out.
I must safeguard
Almost deal damage. He's gonna silence the Murloc instead of Maxna. Oh, he's got another one. Oh, alright. So we dealt 2 damage to the Murloc instead of silencing it though. That's gonna be interesting for us. Close to that range. And 2/2 whenever your hero takes damage. That to a minion. So we can't use Mortal Coil on ourselves. Alright. And let us trade into that. Leave him alive, I suppose. And skip over to his turn. So hopefully he can't take that guy out and we can buff him up really heavily. Rolling Blade, that's going to get him up to 3 attack. Do you have anything for the kill though? I do not know if he does. He does with Wrath. Alright, so we're going to summon another one next turn though. And what is he going to do with 6 mana? This is the big question. He's going to shapeshift and hit Maxna to bring himself out of range. Yep. Okay. And it's too full again, unfortunately. Let's bring out another one of those. Use that. Then I'm going to Dark Bomb myself. Put me in range for getting the extra minion and where we can summon a Molten Giant as well. Getting a card out of our hand, and if he wants to hit that, then I'm not going to stop him. Taking 8 damage is more valuable than getting a minion on my board at this point in the game. Maybe 7 probably. We can do nature, it's not really going to do much. So overwhelming 4/4. Oh, he's going to charge us down, alright. Very well. And they're all going to die off now. Get a totem, and he concedes. Alright, well played. Very interesting match. So, trying to get the minions kind of works. I don't know if I would actually want that, but the things that when you take damage give you life is very nice. Because you can do those combos to get you in that range, as well as actually getting a benefit off of it that's not a random minion that's probably not really going to help you. You got a bunch of like little battle cry things that aren't really going to help, and we're going to go against another Warlock here. Interesting to see what he does. And I'm not too keen on having the Mistress of Pain in here. I didn't really pay much attention to the card when I added it. And we get a couple of Hellfires and a Shadow Bolt to start out. Alright. We go first, which means we could Mortal Coil. Actually, we don't have a minion on the board, so we can't Mortal Coil. Just have to wait and see what he can do. Voidwalker? Alright. Going to Life Tap here. Bring us into where we can potentially draw that card. Maybe bait him into life tapping as well instead of taking a turn. Yep. And we can see what else. We get a Questing Adventurer, which is a 2/2. Could I'm gonna wait until we have a combo to play with the Questing Adventurer. Do the life tap again. That gets us down to where if he hits us with a Void Walker and doesn't life tap, alright, he does. I was gonna say then we might be able to do that minion something. Seems like Warlock is the good counter to the Warlock. Going to summon the Adventurer and use a Mortal Coil to buff it up to a 3/3. Then might do another Questing Adventurer to buff him up next turn. All depending on what he can do. He's going to Dark Bomb the Questing Adventurer. Okay. Then life tap maybe? Yep. Okay. So really we just made his turn kind of not really worthwhile. Actually, got another 1 mana. Is it a Void Walker again? Flame Imp. Ooh, hey. Not too bad for us. I mean, we could Dark Bomb ourselves, like we did last time. I think we life tap here, summon another Questing Adventurer, and just pass it on over. He's still in range to where he can't do the, because he's been hitting us in the face, he can't do that to where he alright. Where he can summon a minion this turn unless he has another imp to combo with his life tap, which is kind of unlikely. Even if so, he's getting himself down to pretty low health here. A weapon warrior might actually be pretty good for this as well. If I had enough weapons to make it worthwhile to justify trying that. Because you'd actually get some pretty good benefit from hitting the opposing minions. Could Dark Bomb ourselves twice. We are in range to where we, if we do, we would get that minion. Could we Dark Bomb into, no, not unless we do it twice, and I'm not willing to take that big of a risk.
So many possibilities.
I'm gonna Dark Bomb myself here. And then Dark Bomb his imp, and that'll be my turn. So we clear the board, get us into where we will probably get that extra minion and can get a cheap Molten Giant next turn. Alright, Doomguard is going to bring us down to the free Molten Giant. I think we can get the Doomguard off the board. He was going to try to Power Overwhelming, it looks like, and kill us.
It's getting hot in here.
Get this guy. Not really going to help much. Okay, let's do this. Should we hope for the 4 or definitely kill? Or hope for a 3 or 4? Let's try it. We want minions. We get the 4. Nice. Shadow Bolt. And now we have some really big board presence, and we'll get another minion on the board next turn. Not going to use an Inferno here because that'll kill off my imps unless he's got an Inferno. Bane of Doom deal 2 damage to a character if it kills that thing. Okay. That's not very good for us. And then again, that will take us down to 5 unless he has any spells. And Mortal Coil is going to draw another card. The Void Walker is very good. So we can kill that guy. We get a 3/5 of taunt, which is very nice. The start of your turn, destroy it. Don't want to wait that long. Hellfire would not be good for us. And this guy, and summon Sneeze. So we got a 3/5 taunt and a 5/7 legendary card that'll summon another legendary. Unless he's got the spells to kill us, which he just might, and he does. Alright. So we'll end up going 1-1 here. It's not all too bad. Might come back and try to do another classic with Warlock, because Warlock sounds like the obvious one, so we'll try to make some more interesting combos. other than that one, but until then, thank you all for watching and hope to see you next time.